Good afternoon, everyone. A big news in the market 23,000. Nifty is at 23,000. And we have one more big news in the market. HDFC Bank crashed close to 9% intraday because the chairman resigned. Actually, in fact, a part time executive chairman resigned. To decode more about this, we have Mr. Arjit Kirk, a SEBI registered research analyst. So, Arjit, first of all, I welcome you and thank you so much for your time and joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Pratham. Good to have the entire session planned
Great,
around
great.
HDFC Bank.
Yes. So please do. Let's start off with HDFC Bank only. Give us some details and like what exactly happened and what resulted in the stock crash to 9% intraday.
Absolutely. See, HDFC Bank was a big blunder for the day. Let's start with the overview of the market. So Nifty closed with a loss of 3.2% loss, around 775 points, exactly around our level 23,000. 23,002 is where Nifty has closed today. Sensex, again, the same numbers, 3.2% loss, 2,500 points ka loss, and the Sensex has closed at 74,200. Now, these are some very huge negative numbers for market. As we can see on Nifty, we had already marked the levels. We knew market is going to come around these levels. We had marked 23,000, 22,819, and 22,300. So we are already prepared for these numbers on Nifty. Now, quickly, let's go around the open interest and the option data, and let's see what can be the range for the next upcoming sessions and upcoming week. So we can see the closest highest OI we are seeing at 23,300 strike. The call option OI is highest at 70,000 lot, which means if the markets come up to 23,300, 23,300, we have already marked it. The markets would come up to this level, and then this is the level which will act as a resistance for Nifty in the short term. On the lower end, we have 23,000. 23,000 again, it's the current level around this level market is trading right now. A little lower to that, we have 22,500 and 22,800 as a level, which will act as a support for Nifty from here. So exactly 300 points up, 3 to 400 points down. These are the levels that we have for markets in the upcoming week. Right now, coming to most important part of the day, why did Nifty fall? Everybody knows it. There was a huge blunder in HDFC Bank overnight. We saw a part-time chairman, Atanu Chakraborty. Again, he's a renowned banker. He resigned immediately overnight, and the reasons that he gave was internal ethical issues that did not align with his personal values. Now, this is something which he claimed that he gave these details in his resignations. But I've been following HDFC Bank for a while now. Even yesterday's session, we talked about HDFC Bank, and we saw the pattern which was being formed in HDFC Bank, and literally nobody saw this coming. We were expecting HDFC Bank to move up. In fact, we were expecting overall markets to move up from the level where we closed yesterday. But then overnight, the news came in, and we see a huge crash in HDFC Bank. The stock opened with a loss of 9%, 52 weeks low at around 768, 767. From there, now the good thing which happened today, as soon as the markets opened, HDFC Bank, they did a con call. Con call is usually done for research analysts, for market experts. Research analysts and everybody can come in that call. Management would also come in, so we can interact with the management. We can know more details about their vision with the bank, their forecast. We can get a lot of details, and questions get answered in such con calls. The good thing which HDFC Bank did was, number one, they did an analyst call right in the morning. As soon as the markets open around 9:15, they did an analyst call. They explained their point of view, and they explained what exactly is going on with the bank. That's point number one, which happened good. Second, Keki Mistry, the currently interim chairman who has been appointed after Atanu Chakraborty, Keki Mistry is again a renowned banker, and he's the one who is behind HDFC Limited. Right now, HDFC Limited it's merged with HDFC Bank, but Keki Mistry is the guy behind HDFC Limited. He's the one who founded it. He's the one who's behind the entire idea of it, and he has been in the industry for over 30, 35, 40 years now. So he's a very renowned, very reputed, very respected guy. Now, in the con call, somebody asked a question like, maybe something is wrong with the governance, maybe something is wrong with the ethical part in the bank. he literally like put his entire credibility at the stake for that question. He was like कि अगर बैंक में इतना ही कुछ गलत होता तो why would I be the interim chairman? This is a very big statement which is coming in from the management, because this shows that the management is very sure that there is absolutely nothing wrong with HDFC Bank. At least internally, there is nothing wrong. Even RBI has okayed HDFC Bank. RBI is also, they've also intervened, and they're like, okay, governance part is all good. There's nothing wrong with the bank. So maybe why would be the reason that Atanu Chakraborty had resigned? There can be one or two reasons to it. First is maybe the values, like his personal values, might not have aligned with bank's internal value, which is, it's not like a big thing. It's very common among the top management that the personal values do not align, so they step away from that particular organization. Second thing that can happen is maybe if everything is all okay, governance is fine, their internal procedure, work environment, everything is okay, then what might have gone wrong is maybe there would be an internal rift between the chairman and the management. Like the chairman and the other board of management, there might be some internal rift. Like it's again, it's very common to have internal rifts, but maybe it might have gone to such a level that the chairman had to resign and like step away from the organization. So again, the clarity would come in when management would intervene. They would investigate the exact reason. In the con call, they also told that they'll be getting in touch with Tanu Chakraborty to understand exactly why did he resign and exactly the cause of the entire thing which is happening in HDFC right now. But until then, what we know is fundamentally the stock is good, the stock is okay. RBI, the regulatory body, they have kicked in, they have stepped in, and they're also assuring that everything is okay with the bank. So from the current levels, I believe, like not right now, you should not buy it until unless we have clarity. But the bank is not poor. Even if you're holding this stock, there's no need to panic sell the stock right now. The stock is at very good and comfortable valuations. The fundamentals are good, technicals are maybe weak for short term, but I don't believe there is something very majorly wrong in HDFC Bank right now, even after the entire crisis which is coming.
Correct, correct. I agree, Ajit. But I'll give you the retail perspective on this. So retail people, what they would generally think is HDFC is the biggest private bank in India, and it has close to 13% of weightage in Nifty 50.
It has 11.8% weightage in Nifty.
Okay, okay. So it has 11.8% weightage in Nifty 50. And from the past 5 years, if you look at the returns, it has been nothing. So almost flat returns from past 5 years. So this is coming from a retail perspective that the bank has not performed well at all, and suddenly this news comes. So is this something similar to any other banking scandals that have happened previously? Is that why top management, one of the top management guys just left?
Yes, see, the direction is, I won't say it is wrong, I won't say it is very right either. Usually, from retail perspective, this is very common. We have seen a lot of crises. We have seen Yes Bank crisis. We have seen the PNB stock crash, and the everything aligns to such scandals in HDFC Bank as well. But the only difference is in all of the other scandals, RBI had flagged various numerous issues in those banks. Especially the most common one is the LDR, which is loan deposit ratio. The loan deposit ratio tells you, especially if you check out the fundamentals of a bank, LDR tells you how much loans is the bank collecting, is the bank giving out, how much deposit is the bank getting in. This ratio has to be like, the deposits have to be more than loans. The ratio has to be more than one, right? If it is like, if it is very very high, means the bank is giving out a lot of loans, that's a big negative. So fundamentally the bank is very good. Now what exactly happened with the top management, I agree, the top management leaving all of a sudden and just it's like leaving and aborting the ship. That's negative, and that might give you a big question mark, like what's really happening in the bank, if something is seriously wrong. This exact question will be answered once the management, like at least somebody from the management, go and talk to Atani Chakraborty to know the exact and the real reason for this resignation. But until then, fundamentally, the stock is good. I agree. Past 5 years, the stock has not given a lot of returns. Same is the case with other banks like Kotak Bank. Also, if you see in the past 5 to 6 years, it's been a sideways movement. But this does not mean that the stock is bad or the stock is fundamentally poor or it's not a good quality stock. It is not like that. The reason why Nifty fell today, one of the key reasons was HDFC Bank, because HDFC Bank has 11.8% weightage in Nifty right now. So if heavyweights fall, the entire index would fall. And that is exactly what we saw in the markets today. But this does not in any case mean that the stock is poor or the quality of the stock is wrong or something is fundamentally wrong. Fundamentally, the stock is absolutely perfect. The regulators have assured that there is nothing wrong with the bank. Most likely there might be some internal rift within the top management which led to the event today.
Got it, got it. Ajit, can we also look at the levels for HDFC now, like which is the biggest support and where it could lead uh, in the next trading session?
Absolutely. So the next levels for HDFC Bank now, given that the entire negative sentiment, which is like if we just step out of the HDFC Bank crisis right now, we can see there is a lot of negativity around the markets. Like the negative global sentiments, the Middle East war has escalated a lot. Now that they've started attacking the natural gas K points in not just in Iran but in Qatar, in the entire Middle East region. This entire energy infrastructure is being targeted, which led to a massive spike in natural gas today, and crude oil also. Brent crude is up $115 today. So I believe these negative sentiments will also have a trigger on all of the stocks in the Indian market. So on the lower end, I believe the 52-week low is one level which we have to watch. If that level is broken, I believe 750 is a psychological level which I think we should wait and watch for. Below 750, we'll reconsider, because below 750 would mean something is seriously wrong in the bank. So 750 breakage, like that's very rare. On the upper end, we'll need to see first today's day high, which is somewhere around 816, and then we'll see two more levels, 833 and 848. So these are some key levels which we have to wait and watch in HDFC Bank. I'll repeat the levels. On the lower end, we have 769, 750. On the upper side, we have 816, 833, and 848.
Got it, got it. Can we also look at the levels for Nifty 50 and the other index?
Sure. Nifty 50, the levels are crystal clear and we have already marked it. One level which we can add here is 22,500, right? So uh,
Correct.
rest all levels remain the same. 23,000 we had marked already and we have tested it again today. If the markets fall, which the open interest suggests that we might see a range bound movement in the upcoming sessions. So if that is true, we would either be stuck in a range of 23,000 to 23,300, or if we breach 23,000, we might retest 22,800, and we might, in the worst case, we might also fall down till 22,500. What the key triggers which we have to watch for is the global sentiments which are coming in. How does the war really, like, what are the new escalations in the war, like what really happens going forward with crude, with other energy stocks or other commodities, and most importantly, what happens with the global markets. Now that Indian market is closed, US market has a huge impact on our market. So what really happens tonight in the US market will be a key trigger for our performance tomorrow.
Got it, got it. No, apart from the banking sector, HDFC, which other sectors caused the fall in Nifty today?
Sure. So the top sectors which really like drag the markets down today, we'll just dive into it directly. So we can see that the key sectoral indices, all of the indexes, all of the sectors, everything was in red. But the worst performing one was auto sector. We had financial services, we had IT, realty, private banks, metals. All of them were red. So I believe there was not one specific sector which was driving the entire market down. All in all, it was a combination of all of the sectors. Key trigger was again HDFC Bank and the Middle East crisis, which started overnight, and like, it's constantly pulling our markets down.
Got it, got it. Also, Arjit, you mentioned currently the Brent crude is at $115. Just two sessions before we were discussing, it was close to $100. So, what is your view on it currently?
Absolutely. See, Brent crude right now, as we can see, it's around 114. It touched a high of 119. So if we just like look at the crude oil futures from MCX, we can see that the range that we had marked. 8,600 to 9,289. Crude is still in that range. See, Brent crude does have an impact on the market, but at the end of the day, see, the cycle is Brent crude to our Indian MCX crude, and then it would affect our market prices. Brent crude directly will not affect our markets. Brent crude directly would affect the US markets, and then if you compare market to market, US market would have an impact on the Indian market, right? But if you look at
Got
commodities, Brent crude to Indian MCX crude and then to the Indian market. That is how we can see a movement in the market. So right now our levels are respected. We are still trading in a range. If we see a breakout above 9,287, that would be a key trigger for our market, and that is when we will have to be worried about what happens next in the Indian market. Until then, I believe it's not very negative. It's just a news based movement in the market, so we just have to mark the levels, watch out for the key stocks, key news which is happening, and most importantly, do not carry any overnight positions. We have discussed this yesterday as well, and the same thing I'd like to repeat again today. Do not carry any overnight positions. Anything can happen anytime. Israel attack, nobody knew about it. US condemned that attack, being a close ally of Israel. US is still condemning it. Even Qatar did not like that attack because it was a like the area in infrastructure which was attacked, which it was managed by both Qatar as well as Iran. So for Israel, it was like we're attacking Iran, but at the end of the day, it's managed by Qatar. It's close ally as well. So nobody really liked this attack. It's a huge negative for everybody. So overnight positions, do not have any overnight positions. The strategy to trade the indices right now is going to be sell on rise. We discussed this yesterday as well. I'm repeating it again today. Whenever you see a really nice rally in Nifty, be prepared to sell on rise. That's the only way we can trade the market successfully, profitably in this condition.
Got it. Got it. No, I know currently Nifty is down a lot, but like, do you have any stocks that retail investors need to watch out for tomorrow or the next trading sessions on Monday onwards?
For now, I believe the best stock to watch would be HDFC Bank because there's a huge news and the entire crisis which is going on. The levels are already marked here. Apart from HDFC Bank, we can also look out for other banking stocks like SBI, and we also have just a second. Yeah, we have SBI, State Bank of India. We can also look at other auto sectors, auto stocks like M&M, right? So there are a lot of stocks that we can watch out for, but these are the three key stocks that we have to look out for.
Got it. Got it. And in fact, for the retail investor lesson, again, I think you covered it already in your insight. You told us we do not carry forward any overnight positions, especially for this market period.
Absolutely. No overnight. Just say no to overnight positions. See, intraday market is giving you a lot of opportunities. For traders, you have opportunity to trade on the long side, on the short side. So just make sure this is the perfect market to trade intraday. Have an intraday position, just buy in the morning, sell at the end of the day. This is the kind of market for intraday. But for any overnight positions, especially for investors are really thinking that okay, we've seen a huge fall. I think market would be really nice from now. Do not buy right now. Wait and watch. Let the market give you a reversal and then you have to dive in. Do not buy the dip. Otherwise, this dip is going to become deeper and deeper and you'll just be poorer and poorer every day. So just wait and watch. For traders, this is the best market to trade intraday. Otherwise, just mark the levels, watch the key stocks, and just keep a track of the news. That's it.
Got it. Got it, Arjit. Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for today's insights. Let's again tune in at 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.